Today I'm going to be ranking every soda I have ever had in my life. And I already know that a lot of you are going to get pissed off. And that's okay. Because opinions are opinions, even the wrong ones. On this list here, I have compiled every soda I have ever tried. Except for this. I've never had this. I don't even know what Vault is. What the hell is that? We're going to be looking at all these other sodas. We're going to be ranking them from S all the way down to F. So I hope you guys enjoy. If you do, hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And also follow my Twitch, because we have a lot of fun over there. Anyways, let's get into it. Starting us off on the list, we got the classic Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola is a good, decent drink. I don't think there's a lot of people out there who haven't had a Coke in their lifetime. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It's got the perfect cola flavor. But really, that's all it brings to the table. I mean, there's not much I could say about Coke that isn't just like, oh, it tastes good and it's not too sugary. All I could say is it's an intermediate soda. I feel like this falls right into C tier. It's a decent soda. It's not the best. It's not the worst. It's just square in the middle. All right, next up on the list, we got Cherry Coca-Cola. This one's a little better. It's a little sweeter. You know, you get a little bit more flavor out of it. The cherry flavoring is very good. It is definitely an improvement over the regular Coca-Cola. That is why I feel it's very fair that we put it in B tier, just one notch above the original. Next up on the list, we got Coca-Cola Vanilla. Some people might not know this is a thing, but it actually does exist. I have seen it, I have had it, and it's a decent soda. I don't know if you guys have ever had like a Coca-Cola float, like a root beer float that has Coca. You get the idea. It's like that, except if you poured like a little bit of vanilla extract into the Coca-Cola rather than putting the lump of ice cream in there. It's not a terrible soda, but it's not one that I actively seek out. I think that this falls into C tier. Oh, next up, we got Dr. Pepper. This is a very divisive soda, and I feel like what I say could impact the future of my career. But Dr. Pepper is an S tier soda. It's objectively better than like 80% of sodas out there. There's not much that can rival Dr. Pepper. I know a lot of you out here are like, oh, he's such a weirdo. It tastes gross. It tastes disgusting. Grow up. There's a certain point in life that you have to reach, and you realize Dr. Pepper is actually fantastic. That is why it falls directly into S tier. But like most things in life, for every good thing, you have the cheap knockoff. That cheap knockoff is Mr. Pibb. Who buys Mr. Pibb? I have never, ever once in my lifetime seen someone like actively seek out a 12-pack of Mr. Pibb. I don't even know if they sell them. The only time I have ever had Mr. Pibb is at like a restaurant and I asked for a Dr. Pepper and they're like, oh yeah, we have Pibb, is that okay? That is quite literally the only other place that I've seen Mr. Pibb. And I've worked at 2 grocery stores. Never once have I seen it. Never. And I've seen a lot of weird sodas in my time in the grocery industry. Not once have I seen a Mr. Pibb bottle or can. Aside from the fact that no one's ever seen it, the soda itself isn't terrible, but I don't see why you wouldn't just go for a regular, Dr. Pepper at some point, right? I feel like this would fall into D tier. Docking points for originality and the fact that no one knows where it is and no one buys it. All right, moving on, we got Pepsi. And we got the age-old question, Coca-Cola versus Pepsi. Which one's better? I think Pepsi is the slightly better version of Coke. It's got the little bit more sugar and the citric acid, which gives it a distinct flavor as compared to Coca-Cola. So if you're looking for something a little more sweet, I think that this is the way to go. It's a good soda. I'm going to go ahead and put it in B tier. All right, next up, we got Pepsi Wild Cherry. And this is just like Cherry Coke, It's a step up from the original. It's a great addition to the flavor. I think Cherry Pepsi fits directly into A tier. Oh, next up, we got Sprite. Sprite is a fantastic soda. Lemon lime sodas are just fantastic. And honestly, if I have to choose between a cola or a lemon lime soda like Sprite, I will more often than not be choosing Sprite. I think just the crisp lemon lime flavor as compared to the sweetness of a regular like Coke or Pepsi is what sells it for me. And I feel like Sprite would fall directly into B tier for that reason. I would also probably put 7-Up in B tier as well. I feel like they're really interchangeable. There's really Not much I could say about Sprite that also doesn't apply to 7-Up. I feel like maybe 7-Up's just a tiny bit sweeter, just tiny bit. But aside from that, not much else is different. So it sits in B tier. All right, now we're moving on to the big kahuna, Mountain Dew. All of them, look at that. We got regular Mountain Dew Code Red, Voltage, Livewire, Pitch Black, Whiteout, Throwback, and Baja Blast. Let's start off with regular Mountain Dew. It's good. It's definitely a great base drink. Nothing wrong with kicking back after a long day sipping on a regular old Mountain Dew. It's a great baseline for what comes after it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it into B tier. All right, next up we got Mountain Dew Code Red. I think as far as cherry flavor sodas go, this one kind of falls short. Most of the other cherry sodas I've talked about are good, but that's because they're off of a cola. This one is just like pure cherry. This one doesn't have the privilege of falling back on something like that. It's got a lot more cherry than the rest of the sodas. It's not bad, but it's not something I actively seek out. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into C tier. Mountain Dew Voltage. I remember being a kid, having my first can of Voltage, and immediately it was like my favorite flavor. But as I grew older, I realized this is really, really sweet. Like, extremely sweet. Like, there's a crazy amount of sugar in this. Blue raspberry flavor is fine, but I just don't know if I can handle that much sweetness in my soda. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into C tier, right next to Code Red. Aha, Livewire. This is not one that you see regularly. This is one that you'll probably find at like a gas station on your next like camping trip or something. I don't think I've seen a 12-pack of these since maybe 2017. Like, it's been quite a while since I last saw one of these. As far as the flavor goes, I think it's decent, but at the same time, it's really just like an orange soda. And if you're gonna have an orange soda, why not just get like a Crush or a Fanta or something like that? Why would you get a Mountain Dew? I think it's good, but there's better and more readily available options. We're gonna go ahead and put it into D tier. All right, next up we got Mountain Dew Pitch Black. I have not had this in quite a while. I don't even know if they sell it anymore, honestly. Is Mountain Dew Pitch Black discontinued? I think it might be discontinued. The return of fan favorite flavor Mountain Dew Pitch Black. Okay, so it was discontinued. I was wondering why I haven't seen it in a long time. It's a decent soda in the overall Mountain Dew lineup, but not something that's like super memorable. So I think Pitch Black is also going to fall into the D tier category. All right, next up we got Whiteout. Have you guys ever had Whiteout in your life? You know what it tastes like? I don't. I've had it before. I still don't really know what it tastes like. It tastes citrusy, kind of. Like maybe a little bit more lemon lime than your average Mountain Dew. I can't really think of a way to describe it other than just like a Mountain Dew with a little more citrus flavor in it. It feels boring, right? Not really all that interesting. If it's boring and uninteresting and you can't really think of how to describe it, then it's not really that good a soda. This is gonna go into D tier as well. Mountain Dew Throwback. I mean, it's just regular Mountain Dew with regular cane sugar. It's a good soda, but it's the same as its counterpart, so I'm gonna go ahead and put it in B tier. And now for the one you've all been waiting for, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. I hardly ever go to Taco Bell anymore, but if I do, this is the reason, because I want this citrusy, tropical flavor hitting my taste buds. And whenever it does have that limited release, like in the summer or whenever it does it, I always try to get as many packs as possible so it can last me until the next time it drops. Baja Blast is by far the greatest Mountain Dew flavor that they have. I'm gonna go ahead and put this in A tier. All right, moving on, we got Crush Orange. I really only have orange sodas if I'm having like a pizza or something. If I'm hanging out with the boys and we order like a couple Little Caesars pizzas, I'll throw in maybe like a 2-liter or a couple 2 liters of Crush or Fanta or whatever they have. And Crush is a great orange soda. It's sweet, it's citrusy, it's all the right dings for me. This one is gonna go ahead and fall into B tier. Grape Crush is up next, and grape soda is something it's really hit or miss, you know? Like you either get like it's really, really strong or it's not strong at all, and then you have the in-between. I feel like Crush Grape is that in-between spot. It's not too strong, it's not too weak. It is like the Goldilocks of grape sodas. This one is gonna go into A tier. Oh god. Strawberry Crush. Strawberry soda. Where did we go? Where did we go wrong? I don't know why we had to come up with strawberry soda, but we shouldn't have. I do not like strawberry soda in the slightest. There's not a single one that I've had that I've actively enjoyed. I can't think of a reason to give this a tier anywhere but F tier. It's just not good. Strawberry soda is not good. You can probably skip ahead and put all the other strawberry sodas in F tier. Fanta and Sunkist both fall into F. All right, moving on, we got Fanta. And Fanta is really just like Crush, if not just a little less sugary. It's definitely a good orange soda. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into C tier. Grape Fanta. You know, I said earlier that when you had grape sodas, it was either too strong, too weak, or just right. Fanta is the too weak. That grape flavoring is not enough to satisfy my taste buds like Crush does. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw this into D tier. We got Pineapple Fanta, and you know, I wasn't really sure how I'd feel about pineapple sodas for a while, but then I had this and I thought, oh, this is pretty good. I only drink it on occasion, but I think that Fanta Pineapple is definitely a good soda. I'm gonna go ahead and put it into C tier. And we got Sunkist. Sunkist is like the king of making the regular sodas super strong. Like the orange soda and their grape soda, which I'll get to in a moment, are stronger than the other brands of orange soda out there. It's a good flavor, it's sweet, fits all the right bubbles. This one is gonna go into B tier. Then we got Sunkist Grape, which like I said earlier, is the stronger version of Crush Grape. It's still good, but it's still a little too strong for my taste, if you get what I mean. I would much rather have the regular Crush Grape over this, and that is why it's gonna fall into C tier. All right, next up we got A&W. A&W root beer is a pretty good root beer, I would say. It's definitely got all the right aspects that a root beer needs. It's not too sweet. I think it's a decent root beer in its entirety. So with that said, we're gonna go ahead and put it into B tier. But where root beer really shines is this next one, Mug root beer. If you still don't think that Mug is the best root beer out there, you're just wrong. Okay, Mug is the objectively best. It's not even an opinion. It is a literal fact that Mug is the objectively best root beer on the planet. Maybe even the best soda. I would go as far as to say it's the best soda on the planet. Mug is the perfect root beer. It outshines all other root beers in all other aspects. It's got the perfect amount of sugar. It's the perfect sweetness. It's the perfect flavor. I'm gonna go ahead and put Mug all the way up in S tier, baby. That's where it belongs. And if you think otherwise, you are a child and you need to grow up. All right, next up we got Barks, and Barks is I don't really know too much about Barks. I've hardly ever had it. I don't really go places where they serve Barks. I think it's a decent soda, but there's better options, like for example, Mug. That being said, it's a good soda. We're gonna go ahead and put it into C tier. All right, next up, we got Canada Dry. I went from only ever having this when I was sick to having it almost whenever it was an available option. It's a great soda. It's crisp. It's not too sweet. The ginger flavor is perfect. Canada Dry gets A tier. Next up, we got Squirt. I thought Squirt for the longest time was a lemon lime soda because I never had it until I want to say like 3 years ago. It's a grapefruit soda. What the hell? I never knew that. But it's a good soda. Like, it's a really good soda. We always get a pack of it because my dad likes to mix it in with whatever beverage he's having. The grapefruit is a good flavor, I would say. I think it falls into B tier for sodas. Then we got Ruby Red Squirt, which is like a berry blast citrus. I don't know. I think it's a good soda, in all honesty. I think it probably falls in line with Squirt in general. Like, it's a good soda. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw this one into B tier. Up next, we have the knockoff Mountain Dew, Mellow Yellow. Has anyone ever actually had a Mellow Yellow? I've had maybe one, and it's only because that was the only thing that was available in my vending machine at work one day, and I needed something to drink. And honestly, it's nothing special. There's no like defining notes of it that are like that impressive. I can't think of any like redeeming qualities for it. I think that Mellow Yellow is gonna go ahead and fall into D tier. Yeah, then we get Henry Weinhard's orange cream. It's one of those sodas that you would get at like a soda shop or candy shop somewhere in like a strip mall or old town part of your state. At least that's the only place I've found it. I've never seen it at like a grocery store or anything. I think it's good. As far as orange cream sodas go, it's definitely a good soda, if not a little sweet. I'm going to go ahead and throw this into C tier. Then we got IBC cream soda. I don't know why there's no other cream sodas on this list. I feel like it would only make sense to bring in the other counterparts of this. But, I mean, IBC cream soda is definitely a good option. I'm kind of iffy about cream soda in general. But, I mean, it's good. I'm going to go ahead and put it into C tier. Oh, now we got Jarritos. Jarritos, baby. I don't think I've ever had a Jarritos that I did not enjoy. Like, every flavor that they have is just so good. Jarritos gets my vote. It's going into A tier. Fantastic soda. No matter what flavor you get, you're gonna enjoy it. Next up, we got Manzanita Sol. It's the apple flavored soda that everyone knows about and no one has tried. Once you do try it though, you'll realize, oh, this is pretty good. I think Manzanita definitely falls into C tier. It's a good soda. You should try it if you have not already. Next up, we got Izzy sodas. I think it's Izzy. It might be Izz. I'm not sure. Izzy soda is like the sodas that they started giving out at school because like they didn't want them to be overly sugary, but they still wanted kids to have something to have. There's not many things I could say about it. It's a soda, and that's all I can really say. It's not bad. It's not good. And I feel like that's why it's gonna fall into C tier. Oh god, we got San Pellegrino. Really? It's like sparkling, it's like flavored spark. That's what it is. It's flavored sparkling water. It's not as bad as other ones like LaCroix or Bubbly, but it's at the same time, it's still sparkling flavored water. And I'm not a huge fan of those in general. I'm gonna go ahead and put this into D tier. And finally, we have the diet sodas. I don't know why they grouped them all together like that. Well, that's fine. Because you want to know what every diet soda has in common? They're not good. What? You thought I was going to praise them? Thought I was going to give my, like, praise for these diet sodas? Just because, like, oh, they're not sugary and they have a different taste? No. Come on, dude. Come on. Grow up, okay? You need to listen to me very carefully. Diet soda is never going to be as good as a regular soda. I have never had a single diet version of a soda that outshine the original. The only people who ever drink diet sodas are people who are like above the age of 60. Okay? Any other diet soda is just not good. It never has been good. It never will be good. You guys know where diet soda's going. F. Well, there you have it. There's my soda tier list. I'm already expecting a cavalcade of comments from the diet soda defenders and the people who enjoy strawberry sodas or any other soda that I've put into these low end tiers. And you know what? That's okay, because opinions are opinions, even when they're wrong.